Hi guys, so I'm back with another tutorial. I'm going to do a highlight, contour, bronzing how-to. Alright, so I am completely barefaced right now. I just washed my face with my Cetaphil cleanser. I haven't put anything else on. I'm going to do all that on camera. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to go in with my Neutrogena toner. This just helps prevent breakouts for me. It also eliminates oil and excess makeup that I left over from washing my face. After that, I'm going to go in with my Caudalie eye cream. This just prevents aging and wrinkles underneath your eyes. It takes a while to work, but it just helps prevent it. Next, I'm going to go in with my Clinique Repair Serum. This just helps with texture. I like to use this because it makes my skin feel amazing. After that, I'm going to go in with my Valentia Clear Revitalizing Serum. This again also helps with texture. I like using both because I feel like my skin has seen results using these ones. Last but not least, I'm going to go in with my Exuviance Glycolic Acid Moisturizer. You always want to use a moisturizer because this just finishes everything off. Alright, so on to the makeup routine after my little coffee break. Alright, so first steps first, just like washing your face and prepping your skin, you have to prep your skin with primer. It's not necessary, but I do it. And today I'm using the Nivea Men's Shave Balm. I know that sounds weird, but this stuff is made of glycerin, and that is mostly what primers are made of, and this really makes your foundation last all day. It may tend to make you a little bit shiny, but I don't mind that. I like the glow. Then I'm going to go in with my IT Cosmetics foundation brush, as well as the same foundation I use all the time, my NARS Stromboli foundation, and I'm just going to buff that into the skin as usual, just making sure that I'm not leaving any lines behind or any blank spots, making sure that I have a cool, clean, full face canvas. Alright, so for the main event, I'm going to go in with my highlighting shades here. These are the Fit Me Maybelline Concealers. I'm using two different shades as usual. I'm using number 20 in Sand as my highlight shade. I'm just going to take my NYX Wonder Stick with the highlight shade and place that in the center of my nose. I'm going to grab the deep shade and then I'm going to contour at the sides of my nose. By doing this, I'm giving you guys the illusion that I have a smaller nose than I actually do. I'm going to take the rest and put just lines on my forehead as well as the sides of my cheeks, from my ear to my cheekbone, and from the bottom of my chin as well as my neck. Again, this is giving you guys the illusion that I'm thinner than I actually am. Once I place the colors in their proper place, I'm going to go ahead and blend them through. And when I blend my cheeks and my forehead, there's a trick. You need to blend down. You need to give yourself that natural brush tan. And then for your cheeks, you always want to blend up. You don't want to blend down, because if you blend down and hollow your cheeks, you may look a little bit too thin and sometimes sick. So next I'm going to go in with my Morphe 514 brush, and I'm just going to continue to diffuse that highlight shade that I used, and then I'm also going to diffuse the contouring that I did on my nose, and just make sure, again, that there are no brown marks and no hardening. So right here I'm doing a little guideline for you guys. So where you go for a contour, you start at the top of your ear, and then you go to the corner of your mouth, but you stop right at your cheekbone. Next, I'm going to take my next concealer, which is the medium 25, and I'm just going to use the same beauty blender, and I'm just going to blend out all those little blemish areas as well as under eyes, just to get rid of all that purpleness that I do have. Right, so with that same beauty blender, I'm just going to take that and I'm just going to rub out all that concealer under my eyes, just pat it, and just keep doing that in a patting motion until it all disappears. Then I'm going to go in with my Sephora powder, and I'm just going to set my foundation that I just used. And after that, I'm going to go in with my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder and a Sigma angled brush, and I'm just going to put that in the same triangle that I used with that highlighter shade to just set that under eye concealer so it doesn't budge throughout the day. And I'm going to use it on my T-zone as well, so my forehead, my nose, under my nose, as well as my chin. And just to help me out a little bit so I don't go too far down, I'm taking that same translucent powder and that same angled brush, and I'm just going to create a little line there, just so I know with this Ida Kabuki brush not to go too far down. I'm going to also use that on my forehead, my nose, my chin, and under my neck. Next, I'm going to go in with my Bobbi Brown bronzer. This one is number 1 in Golden Light, and I'm just going to bronze up the face. Again, I'm not going to go any further than that line I just did, and I'm going to go upwards. You could always work it up, just don't work it down. And just after I bronze, I'm going to go in with my NARS Kabuki brush, and I'm just going to make that contour a little bit more detailed and sharper. After that, I'm going to go in with my big fluffy brush that I used on my face, and I'm just going to brush away that white powder that I had under there. We don't want that to be there. That was just our little guideline. You're just going to make sure that everything is blended seamlessly and making sure that there are no harsh lines or anything like that. You don't want it to look like you have this drag queen contour. You just want it to be a little glam and a little natural. I'm going to take that same NARS brush, and I'm just going to set the contour that I did with the Wonder Stick with a little bit of bronzer. And then for my favorite part, I'm going to go in with 3 different highlighters. I'm using Soft and Gentle with just a regular fan brush. This one has bigger flecks of shimmer in them, so this is just going to give me that all over glow that I really like. And then the 2 other ones have smaller flecks of shimmer. So I'm going to take this highlight on the points of my face where the light hits. So that's going to be on the tops of my temples and the tops of my cheeks, and then my Cupid's bow, as well as my nose and under my chin. I'm going to take the Mary Luminizer with another small Morphe brush, because this one is just a little more precise. And I'm just going to put it on the tops of my cheekbones, but as well on the apple of my cheeks, because when I smile, I want that to shine. So I'm just going to take that and then go up a little above my temples and then work it on the forehead. So after the highlighting is done, I'm going to go in with my favorite blush, Melba by MAC, and my Sigma blush brush, and I'm just going to put that on the apples of my cheeks and work it back towards the back of, or the top of my ear. And I'm just going to blend that out again so there's no harsh lines. That is the key. Blend, 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 blend. So I'm going to go back in with those 2 highlighters. I'm going to go in with Betty Luminizer as well as Mary Luminizer. Betty Luminizer is a more bronze tone, and you can actually bronze with this one, but I personally don't do it because I just don't like the sparkleness on my bronzer. I like doing matte bronzers instead. But then I'm going to go in and just finish up where that Cupid's bow, chin, everything that I told you guys before, just to make it a little more highlighty. I like to glow throughout the day. Great, so now that we're all glowy, I'm going to go in with that same blush brush that I used and just make sure everything's blended correctly. I'll go with that bronzing brush and just make sure that contour is diffused enough. Take it on my forehead a little bit. We'll brush out our brows and we're all done. Alright guys, I'm back, full face and everything. Hair is dead. So I know I did the voiceover and everything, but I want to go into a little bit of detail on the products that I used as well as the brushes that I used. Number 20 in Sand is my highlighting shade, and number 25 is just my blemish corrector, and a little bit for purpleness under my eyes because I do definitely have that. And then you might have seen that I also used the NYX Wonder Stick. This thing is amazing for contouring your nose. I have a big nose and I always contour, and this thing is magic. I also use this for the tops of my forehead as well as my chin and my neck. And then for the contour part, what I did was I used it on my forehead to give me some more tanness and, like, you know, bronziness on my forehead. And then this contour shade that I used just kind of gave me that guideline to use for the powder, which I set later on. So for the bronzing powder that I use, there is a difference between bronzing and contouring, believe it or not. So the difference between bronzing and contouring, there is a difference. So bronzing is more of a full face type thing, where contouring is more chiseled and more precise. So for bronzing, what I do is I use a big fluffy brush like this, or in the last video I did, you guys saw me use this. These are big and they are not precise, and that's exactly why I use them. So I just put a little bit of product on here, and I just go from this line here. You can see my natural line. I have a pretty defined contour line here. So this one is right here, from the top of your ear down to your mouth, but you don't go that far. You stop right up where your cheekbone is. So this is my cheekbone. So I went from here, right here, and I just went all around on the top, right where that line is, and then I brought it up here as well. So what you want to do is, I can't remember who I learned this from, but my trick is to do a number 3. So what you do is up here, down here, and down here. So number 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's how I do it. And I do it all over. And this is just going to give you that natural tan that you want during the summer. And if you want something more precise and something more chiseled, what I use is my NARS Ita brush. This one, I don't even know if they sell this anymore. This was such a hassle getting. Tozer, you're distracting me. So this one was a little hard to find, but you know, there are so many new contour brushes out there. I know Morphe has an amazing contour brush. You can use it for a lot of things too. Sonia Kashuk, I believe, has one at Target that's pretty cheap, and it works just as well. But this one I use. So this one is a flat kabuki here, and it is very precise. And this one I recommend for beginners because it's foolproof pretty much. So what you're going to do is the same thing. You're just going to go from that line here, and you're just going to bronze it out there in a straight line. For your blush, obviously you're going to use a blush brush. You can use any type of blush brush you like, but I like to use this one. This one is from Sigma, and you just put it over right whatever you just did. And then for highlighting in particular, I use 3 different highlighters, and what I like to use is where did it go? A more precise brush here, and I use this one just to go like this all over. And this one in particular, I'm sure you guys have heard it before, you use it where the light naturally hits your face, and the light naturally hits your face right at your cheeks and your nose and your lips and under your chin, and that's exactly where I use it. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there. There's a lot on, by the way. So up close, I just wanted to show you the different highlighters that I use. The first one was Soft and Gentle, Mary Luminizer, and Betty Luminizer. Soft and Gentle has bigger flecks of shimmer, whereas Mary and Betty Luminizer have finer flecks of shimmer. You can see that Soft and Gentle has more of a pink highlight, Mary Luminizer has more of a yellow, and then Betty Luminizer has more of a bronze. And this one you can even bronze with itself, but I don't do that. I don't like using shimmery bronzers. I like using matte bronzers, and that's what the Bobbi Brown is. And then I also use Chocolate Souffle from Too Faced. So then what I also did was I set my makeup with a regular Micro Smooth baking powder. This is just one from Sephora. It has a little bit of coverage, not too much, but I like to set it with this because, as I said before, the Laura Mercier makes me look more white throughout the day, and I don't like that feeling. So I just use this one with just a little angled brush here. It has a little corner, and I just put it exactly on top of the highlight that I used. So I just go right in a triangle as usual. And then in the video, I also did my T-zone where I get oily throughout the day. And I also put it right here. That line was just to help with that. So you can see exactly where I put it. I put that white line, and then I use this to go over it. Just so you know, for beginners, I would definitely recommend doing that. And it also bakes your foundation as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really enjoyed making it. Again, remember, if you take the proper steps to do good foundation, and you know, everything else will come together. Just make sure your canvas is clean and prepped, and everything else should be smooth sailing from there. So thank you guys again for watching. I hope you guys liked this video. I enjoyed making it. If you guys want to see more, please let me know. Give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.